demonstration and comparative evolution. Our team members are Krutika, Naglakshmi, Navya, and Neha. Next, introduction. Virtualization is a key technology that allows multiple operating systems to run on a single physical computer using software such as Oracle VirtualBox or VMware Workstation. It enables users to create isolated environments known as virtual machines, where each VM behaves like an independent computer with its own operating system and hardware resources. The main objective of this experiment is to understand and compare the performance and feature of two different operating systems like Windows 10 and Ubuntu. When installed and run inside a virtualized environment, this comparison helps in understanding how different OS manages resources such as CPU, memory, and processes, and how efficiently they perform under similar conditions. Next, experimental setup. And the experimental environment overview. First, we installed the Oracle VirtualBox on the host Windows system, created two virtual machines, one for Windows 10 and one for Ubuntu, configured each with equal CPU cores, RAM, and disk space, installed operating systems using official ISO files, observed and recorded CPU usage, RAM consumption, and system performance using Task Manager and System Monitor Ubuntu, and collected screenshots for each step for report the documentation. So first we use the components like host machine. Let us use the Dell laptop with Intel Core processor. Next, virtualized tool, that is Oracle VirtualBox. Next, operating systems are one Windows 10 and Ubuntu. Storage allocated for 50 GB for Windows and Windows 10 and 40 GB for Ubuntu. And next, RAM allocated to VMS is 4 GB. Purpose to compare the CPU scheduling, process management, and memory handling capabilities. Thank you. Next, continued by Navya.
Implementation setup. Here we installed Oracle VirtualBox on the host system, downloaded Windows 10 ISO and Ubuntu ISO from official sites, and we created two virtual machines, VM1 for Windows 10 and VM2 for Ubuntu, configured CPU, RAM, and storage for both. Installed both operating systems using ISO files, and we also used Task Manager and System Monitor to analyze CPU, memory, and process. Next slide. This screenshot displays the Task Manager interface in Windows. It shows running process and background applications along with the details like CPU, memory, and disk and network usage. The highlighted section lists various applications and system processes currently active on the computer. The CPU percentage and memory and disk percentage columns indicate how much of each system resource is being used by the respective process. At the bottom, we can see the taskbar with the several applications open, which shows that multiple tasks are being executed simultaneously. It helps in monitor system performance in real time and allow users to end unresponsive tasks. Next. This screenshot shows the system monitor in a Linux operating system, which is similar to the task manager in Windows. It is used to observe and manage system processes, CPU usage, and memory consumption in real time. It lists all the active processes running on the system along with the details such as process name, the name of the application or service, and user, the account that started the process, and percentage of the CPU. It says the percentage of the CPU resources used by each process, and ID, the process specification memory, the amount of RAM used by each process, and disk read total, the amount of data read from the disk by that process. For example, in this screenshot, that isolated web code process is consuming 100% of CPU, which indicates high processing activity, while Firefox and GNOME shell are also actively using system resources. It helps in monitoring system performance and detect resource heavy applications. and allow users to analyze CPU, memory, and disk usage for optimization. Next, we'll continue by Neha.
Observations. Here for CPU usage, Ubuntu showing a slightly higher CPU usage, which could be due to the background services. And memory usage here 86 GB, 8 GB, and Ubuntu showing a less memory compared to the Windows 10. And disk usage is a Windows 10 is 37% and the Ubuntu was 25. We are showing a lower in Ubuntu. That is Linux operating system consuming a less disk space and using a storage resources more efficiency. Network usage is 0 to 1 Mbps and Ubuntu was 0 to 0.5 Mbps because Linux operating system consume a less disk. Both system has showing a minimal network activity, but Windows 10 slightly more bandwidth. And active process, here Windows showing an 100 plus processes and Ubuntu showing 60 plus. Here Ubuntu running a fewer active processes as a less background activities. Next slides. Comparative evaluation. Here features are user interference. Here Windows 10 used as a graphical interference. It is very user friendly and suitable for a beginners. And Ubuntu was an also a GUI command line and it given user greater control and require more technical knowledge. CPU management. Here window handle background process automatically and minimize user effort but sometimes consuming the extra CPU. And Ubuntu here more manual control commands but provides and allow user to optimize CPU efficiency. And memory usage. It is a high due to the graphical interface and the background apps and multiple background services. And Ubuntu was a more moderate memory and efficient, allowing a making unsuitable system with a limited RAM. And resource handling. It uses some more system resources for multitasking and background operations. And Ubuntu is a slightly lightweighted and efficient managing resources evenly with a multiple process running. And security, it requires antivirus software to protect against malware and threats. But Ubuntu is a built-in strong security and features and fewer is vulnerabilities. Ubuntu is an inherently more secure compared to a Windows. Performance. It's suitable for office work, business, and general works due to compatibility and wide software support. As Ubuntu is an ideal development program and networking tasks offer better performance for technical users. Windows is a better for general users and Ubuntu is a better for developing and IT professional. Next, continued by Kritika. Conclusion. The experiment show how we can run and compare the Windows 10 and Linux of the same computer using VirtualBox. From our observation, Windows 10 uses more CPU and memory because of it is heavy graphics and may background service. Ubuntu use few resources and runs faster. It is also gives users more controlling over the system processes. So Ubuntu it is a better for developer and programming and takes while the Windows 10 is good for the general work and official users. And next reference Ubuntu Office website. It is used to understand the Ubuntu features and setups. Microsoft Windows 10 helps for Windows system information and troubleshooting. VirtualBox uses manual. It is helped in learning how to install and run the virtual machines. And YouTube turbulence. It watches the videos and on how to install and use the virtual box for Windows and Ubuntu. Thank you.